Hi guys, this is Edge. With me tonight I've got TSON and Nano just bringing you some UGC action. Week 3, if I'm correct, tonight's match is between VD on red and ZD on blue. Map is upward. Before starting this, however, I'm going to introduce our casters. With me tonight I've got Nano, as I mentioned. Nano, how are you?
It's good, Edge, you know. Hopefully we'd have some good UGC tonight. Not often we get a cast these days, but hopefully we can get into some more.
Sounds good, man. I'm quite keen to see how this match goes, because last time these guys played was, I think it was quite close actually. They had a couple of close matches, and the other person I have tonight is TSON. TSON, how are you?
Good, thanks, Edge. How are you?
Good, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, TSON, what were you saying?
No, nothing at all. Just looking forward to tonight's game, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be an exciting one. So.
Sweet. Just before we do start off though, I've got shocking internet, guys, so if I do time out, I'll just give you some fun facts about this game before I rejoin onto the server. So, looking at teams at the moment, VD's got 9 so far, and it looks like ZD's got 8, 1 in spec. Hopefully we'll start this in the next 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I'm not too sure who they're waiting for at the moment.
I think they're missing their heavy right now if the rest of their classes are on the correct ones.
Yeah, I guess one thing you probably noticed from the server team list is VD's got funky logos now. That's something new, guys.
Keeping
Funky
us up,
logos.
AJ, you know, working this team, getting all cohesive with our logos and our tagging up.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's shout out to Jack for that. Actually, Jack kind of organised this the last week or so. Looking pretty good. This has gone a bit rebel. It's got like a hedge thing going there, and John has gone back to the Get some days. Just a bit of a retrospect. Have fun with the second place, man. If you ever do decide to go back. But yeah, it's we've got 9v9, so looking to start pretty soon. I think we'll go through the team rosters quickly. So who wants to do VD? Who wants to do ZD? Start with ZD on blue.
Yeah, I'll do ZD.
Go for it, Nano.
So on Pyro we have Fio, Ben is on Spy, Star Viper on Heavy, Frosty the Dope Man on Sniper, Rob123 on Soldier, Mental Realm on Demo, Scotch on Scout, Locke on Medic, and Falk on Engineer.
And on VD we have Vinty on Medic, Jack on Spy, Jono on Heavy, Davey on Pyro, Dorky on Demo, Disturbed on Scout, Drought on Sniper, sorry, and they call me Engie on Engineer, and lastly Basty on Solly.
Yeah, a few changes for VD this season. About 5 players from core last season either going to back up or moving on in their tier 2 careers or lives, that is. But yeah, this team's quite strong, I think. It's really weird for me. I don't know about you guys, but after being core spy for 4 seasons, it's a bit weird being back up due to work, but nonetheless, this is a really strong team. Looking on ZD, they've got some pretty amazing players as well. Probably player to watch for them is Mental Realm on Demo. And quite a few good players on there as well. They've got Frosty's not too bad for Sniper. And all these guys, like, they've been playing together as a team for a really long time. Started off as Winder, I think that was their first name. But just the fact they've been playing together for about 3 seasons or so just means that they have that sort of cohesion as a team, and they're 2-0 at the moment in UGC, so it shows that these are definitely some guys to compete for that top 3 spot this year.
Yeah, actually, I think this season's definitely going to be our most interesting season in Australia and New Zealand so far, because we've had a lot of new teams being formed of, you know, stronger players, and we've seen more strong players in the community itself joining up on teams, creating teams, and we're looking at probably a lot closer of a season in terms of the range of teams towards the top compared to in the last couple of seasons we've had.
Looks like the 9 players have rocked up on both sides.
Sorry, just changing my keyboard around so I might hear mechanical clicks all the time. But yeah, we do have ready up by both teams. We're on setup time. Sorry if my camera works a bit off. Let's have a look at VD's actually got their sentry, and that's a pretty interesting position actually. It's just at the entrance of the tunnel. I'm told to look at Jack, where he's standing at the moment, and that's a pretty interesting place actually. But yeah, guys, sentry spot. Nano, as an engineer, what do you think of that spot there?
I myself, Upward's a pretty staple map in, any Highlander season, and it's pretty well known alongside like Badwater. But that sentry spot myself, I haven't used. I prefer to place my sentry up top on the rocky ledge, or close left near the health pack. But I can definitely see what they're going for with the sentry placement. It's a bit further back, and it's definitely a lot easier to move out of harm's way with, say, the rescue ranger by running into the tunnel and then dragging it out of there, which means you can definitely keep the sentry up longer, enabling you to fall back on a second a lot faster if you do need to. But it definitely covers a lot less of the area as it is on that low ground.
Some good picks actually there from Jack, Drat, and Basty. A few players going down for ZZ, but they do have presence on the carts, and they've got a mini sentry watching that as well. VD is holding just behind this place here, which is... I actually don't think us as a team we've used this sentry spot before. We normally tend to go up here on the right or down on the hill. So it should be interesting, something a bit new, I guess, this game.
I wonder if Jono knows that he's using the Thomas Lav, because that is definitely not something we usually see heavies, especially on defense, running.
VD's just kind of holding ground at the moment, Drag getting a nice snipe on that onto Frosty. Looking at Ubers, looks good 100%, so does Vinty, so I'm not too sure what they're waiting for exactly. Just have this sniper down, which probably wouldn't help you too much in the push anyway, but I think they might be waiting for maybe a pick from Frosty when he's back up before pushing in.
Yeah, Disturb does go down for VD, but DD do lose both Rob and Theo on Pyro, and that's definitely going to be very detrimental if they're hoping to push back VD Uber.
Yeah, Jack really abusing that top spot there as by getting already 4 kills. Another good snipe by Drat. TSON, as Pyro, what would you do normally on the fence? How would you guys normally look to attack this map?
Oh, look, as a Pyro, from what I can see anyways, I guess sticking with the combo, bit more coordinated pushes. I guess it's all kind of situational, I guess.
Yeah, good play so far. VD's got a pretty solid defense happening here. All the players are up, and all the players on ZD are back up as well now. Locke's still holding on to his Uber, he's still on 100%. I'm not too sure whether holding on for this long is a good idea, because if they did go for an early push, they probably would have another Uber by now.
That Pyro keeps... looks like they're all just kind of going out individually and leaking. I don't know if it seems the same to you guys, but just I think they're lacking a bit of that coordination at this point.
Yeah, Rom quite far forward by himself, gets picked off. We see a heavy come out as well from ZD on that left hand side. Frosty looking to snipe from the top position there, so he can get a pick, and they have popped Uber, so Uber's popped on the heavy. Not too sure how effective it's actually going to be. We see a counter from Vinty.
This push definitely not looking effective. Star Viper was definitely not the person you want to pop into to get onto that sentry as heavy, and ZD really needs to back up here and be careful not to drop any more players, because at this point they are pushing it a bit on time for this map, I'd say, especially for the first point, considering it can be one of the easier points to push as offense compared to some of the later points.
Jono sticking with the Thomas Lab at the moment. Looking at the scoreboard quickly, he's up there, he's already got about 11 points, so it's working obviously for him somehow. Probably relying a bit more on the mobility and the actual damage that's coming out from him. Scotch is looking to flank right side, which is good what he's doing. I'm just I'm a bit curious about how they're going to push in that time, 1 minute left, really.
Yeah, unless ZD can really pull out a strong Uber here, they're only currently sitting on around 20%, and VD are going to pop here and try to get a bit aggressive into their combo to try to deny them any chance of having another Uber, because I do believe that if ZD is unable to push on this one, it's over.
Yeah, it's I'm just got my count on Basie because if Basie makes a jump for the medic who's coming out right side now, and if he gets that medic, it's all over. Locke's got about 54%. He will get Uber just before time runs out. So if they do cap it, it's going to be off overtime at this stage.
Well, med for ZD does go down to a nice stab from Jack there.
Good work
that
by
same
Jack
up top spot. Jack really doing work on this map so far. Sitting tied with Drat at the top of the scoreboard. Definitely the support classes for VD doing a lot of work on this first point to help keep ZD down. As you can see, most of their players sitting on their highest scoring player besides Medic only sitting on 4 points.
Looking a little one-sided at this stage. 4 seconds left. Jack gets a demo, so that's going to make this push a lot harder. Minty pops Uber for the sake of popping Uber, I guess. Popped onto Dorky there, and we're going to see this first point hold go to VD. Looking at the scoreboard, Jack, Basie, and Drat being the top frags and damages, it looks like it for VD. Jono and Dorky probably doing a lot of damage there as well. Vinty, of course, hitting 22 points. I don't think he actually died that entire round as well, so...
Yeah, definitely strong
really good
play coming out. Yeah, definitely strong play coming out of VD right now. I'm not. ZD really are gonna need to probably just think about the next set of rounds because I do not think they're gonna be able to hold out incredibly well on this first point, owing to how well that offense went for them.
It's interesting as well, ZD opting to go for the right side sentry. I thought they might go for Tumble again just to see if they can pull off what VD did for their first hold, but it will be top right. 2 key positions I think for this map defending first is top right and this kind of hill area on the left. If you do have your sentry top right, however, you need to make sure that your combo holds around the stars and they pop up. You got to force the Uber as soon as you can. Looking at VD, however, 3 people on card, which is really good. It's a spy checking going on by Davey. He's doing some really good job. I think Spy's got too much room.
Oh wow, that was a
Jack.
big stab by Jack. He just took down the mid, dropped Uber, so...
Yeah, Jack's really doing work at the moment.
Johnny going down for VD here, but it's mainly looking like... I expect VD to push out soon, to be honest, considering their med on ZD side did go down and they are sitting on 100% advantage. It looks like right now they're going to be pushing forward with Demo Soldier on this side, but the Basie does go down early and Jack being picked off by Star Viper. They really need to get on the sentry and just bring it down.
Yeah, Wrangle Sentry will not go down in this exchange, but good job by the Pyro as well of ZD, just pushing back that Uber long enough to make sure that VD's Demo and Dorky can't get close enough to that sentry gun. But the sentry does go down by Jono in the aftermath, and that will be 1-0 to VD.
Sort of an interesting start to this game.
Quite strong. I think... I just think VD's positioning and cohesion just that round won them the match. ZD definitely have the players that can win this match. It's just, I think, probably for the pushes, it was a bit too... send one person at a time, they die, and you're just waiting for them to come back up to push again. Probably Uber was held on for a bit too long there, but it's really hard to pinpoint it to one thing, I guess.
We'll just have to see what ZD can do this round. Hopefully they maybe learn a thing or two on what they can do to help shut down VD here, so they can, you know, have a bit more of an effective defense and push on this set of rounds as opposed to the last one.
Looking at scores as well, it looks like top... I think top frags was Rob for ZD. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's looking likely. Scores tied on their side with Soldier and Pyro right now.
Yeah, not much to really say at this stage during pre-game. Sorry, just intervals between the two matches. Um, Dorky's gone onto the red team again, so looking for a ready up pretty soon. TSON, anything you really noticed in that map between possibly defenses or the pyros or?
Look, I'm looking forward to seeing the map being completed. I'm hoping this round. So with VD attacking first, hopefully we get to see start to end, which will give us a bit more to look at, I suppose.
Looks like setup time is underway, guys. They've readied up both the teams. Seeing where exactly Zeddy's looking to defend this point as well. Heaps of suicides there for the engineer. Definitely will get that level 3 out before setup time completes. Going for the same hill again at the moment. I'm not sure. Sorry, Nano?
I definitely think I'm still, as much as VD did have that strong hold on that tunnel start, I still think this top right is definitely the right choice for ZD, and they really just need to play a bit more effectively here. They ended up losing a lot of their players early, and especially because their med dropped the Uber towards the very start of the round to that was a good stab, I gotta say. And they mainly just need, I'd say, try to keep the Pyro closer to the NG at this point, because that's really what ended up sticking them. They did have a good counter on the Uber, but then Jono wasn't able to sneak past and pick up that sentry a bit later.
Did you guys have a pause or something there? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the game's frozen for me. I can't.
Yeah, it's
No one's moving, just watching that hover NG and such.
Sorry guys, I was quickly gonna shoot Dave a message, see what's happening. I specifically gave him Marco and was like, alright man, just don't break anything, and 1 point later, here we are.
Maybe they didn't wait 90 seconds.
Okay, Dorky's AFK, so that's the reason why they paused it. Dorky, of course, notorious on grabbing a drink when he feels like it.
Some classic Dorky.
Classic Dorky play that.
This is some classic Australian Highlander right here.
I'm back into the server. It is a pause from what I've heard, so
yeah,
server's fine.
Paused.
No one's killed it so far, which is good. Just waiting for Dorky to come back. I guess it's a good time for fun facts, to be honest. Fun fact, this was the first map ever that VD's lost on, which was their first game played in UGC back in Season 8. It's a fun fact for you guys.
Against Arc, right?
Against Arc, yeah. Arcana. Fun fact, last 2 times these 2 guys played in Upward, JT got like 60 kills as sniper, and he got reported for aimbot. Fun facts, the word upward comes from the Proto-Germanic word up and the Old English word of viade, meaning probably upward. Do you guys have any more fun facts? Fun fact, upward's played on nearly every single continent in the world.
Full of knowledge, Edge.
Thank you.
Always impressive, Edge.
I quite like my fun facts. I think they're quite informative, educative, fun.
Gotta do something in this pod. Oh, it looks like we're back in the game.
Back in the game. HUD's a bit wonky, guys. I'm sorry about that, but that's unfortunately how it's going to be.
Yeah,
it is
the
still
game's looking a
setup
bit buggy for me.
It is setup time. Setup time's finished. I don't have a timer. I don't think I should go hard reload this game because that might kill something, but here's what we have here. We've got VD pushing, Heavy, Engineer, and Scout, surprisingly, on the card. I think Jono might just ride it until this area around here. Before, there we go, he's off now. And Jono's come back to the minigun as well, so he means business.
Yeah, looking for maybe another pick from Jack here to start this off, because obviously, mainly at the start, you want to get your offensive team out there, leave your medic in spawn, and try and pop that Uber, so then you can come out and just wipe out the sentry as fast as possible.
It looks to me also that Dorky's a bit still AFK at the moment, so we might see a push once Dorky actually comes back. Nice way to time it. Push when your demo's back in the game. Fire just
Yeah,
does
I think you're right. Here they come up on the right side. Uber is going to be popped for VT right here.
Oh, good switch there onto Pyro. We multied pretty hard here, so the counterplot was seen as well by ZD, who will get some cleanup kills. Johnny goes down. That's pretty good. So ZD, just one player down, which is the Pyro at the moment, and if you can sacrifice your Pyro to cut down the opposition Uber, sorry, I think that's a great exchange, to be honest. So well done ZD so far, holding quite strong.
They're definitely doing a lot more on this defense than we saw last time from ZD. But it'll be good because definitely see a strong time, stronger hold time. You know, maybe have a bit more of an interesting round.
VD really aggressive as well. Vinti coming out outside of spawn and he's just giving out heals, which I think is quite good. If you have your medic sitting inside spawn, building Uber, you just don't have the heals outside to kind of muscle your way into the point. And the truth is, you don't always need an Uber to get that sentry down as well. So we see another pop here by VD. Vinti going down to Scotch, not too much done there from that Uber, so quite good so far from ZD.
Looks like ZD's Pyro is just having a bit of a lag issue here.
The sentry just went down. Jack got it.
Sorry,
the engineer looks like he's doing a good job. He's put the dispense from the doorway there, and he's doing a great job of keeping that sentry on.
Good follow up there from Dorky, taking that sentry once and then just taking it down twice. So
ZD doing a lot of work right here, picking up 3 kills, and now he's doing this demo on the tunnel.
This
is gonna have a melee battle.
This has got the fish out. It's on 77 HP. This stand Romy, I'm pretty sure they're on the same 6 team, so a bit of antics happening over there. VD pushing 3 to tunnel, and they're going to go top most likely, which they are. Pretty much a textbook push right here. Taking window. I wonder if they're actually seeing that soldier, which probably has gone through comms now. Jack just hassling that engineer. Dorky coming in to kind of destroy what's left there. So
VD sitting definitely very aggressive on this hold, but they unfortunately do lose Vinti to an excellent bomb from Rob. But even with their medic down, it's very unlikely that we'll be able to see another hold on the second point, and ZD is very likely going to have to drop all the way back to the final point to get their sentry up.
I think they do have time to hold the healer, just before going into the final points, which they are at the moment. They've got a sentry gun going up there. Not too sure whether that's the best position. I'd prefer to have it a bit more back around here, the corner, and wrangle it onto the point. But definitely that's the right place you want to hold it. It's already level 2 now. You got presence with players, and that can buy you a few more seconds before going all the way back to the last point.
Yeah, ZD actually putting up quite a good hold here. Unfortunate about that second that they could not really, collapse back together to get a strong hold there. But they're holding at this third point quite effectively. 4 players are down for VD, and Vinti did go down as well.
Yeah, ZD is kind of, I think, going back to Drab now. They were kind of first scared the whole of the last game. Now they're kind of good shot there by Drat. They've kind of come back and putting a lot better defense.
NG just sticking on this cart here. Looks like the sentry will be unable to clear both the scout and the engineer for cart, so this should be the third point right here for VD.
And the most important thing about getting that third point, even though the sentry is not down, is VD now have forward spawn. So they now spawn in this area here, as most of you guys know already. And with that sort of spawn advantage, it's a lot easier to clear out. As you can see, that sentry went down. It actually got taken down by the mini sentry that was wrangled by NG. Something new, but problem now that ZD has is that level 1 sentry that's sitting in the top left hand corner there. Dorky, if he peeks, which he will peek at the moment, he's gone past it. This could be a bit, oh no, it's gone down.
This is looking like a very quick finish here for VD. They were sitting on 100% Uber, and the med for ZD did go down, and they did not have that sentry up, so this should be the
pit. Oh no.
He got air blasted, to be fair.
Dear. Unlucky there by Vinci, but VD definitely coming back pretty strong after that first point. They capped the last 3 points in about, I think, about 4 minutes or so, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely a very strong time for VD here, but if ZD can pull out something particularly, effective on this first point, they are still in this with a chance, considering how they did have a strong hold at the start here.
Suicide's gone out for Engineer, and it looks like NG's not changed his position, so he's holding in this top right-hand corner now, similar to what we saw from ZD. I do think this top corner here is probably the better sentry spot than down here. I think VD got away with it the first round, mainly because their defense as a team was probably a lot better. But definitely at this point, this sentry gun here is the place you want it to be, mainly because to get that sentry, you're going to be popping from like where I'm kind of looking at, and by the time you go around and see that sentry gun, there's a lot of people who can push you off this ledge here, which is quite small, or you will either run out of Uber before you can actually get to that gun. So ZD now are pushing.
Yeah, it looks like ZD's wasting no time here. They're coming directly at they do have that crits onto Mental Realm, but Jack is harassing the medic. VD with a strong counter here, and owing to the fact that the medic off ZD did go down, that means they will not have that crit advantage to be able to attempt the repush.
I'm a huge fan of crits, but crits as a first Uber is probably not the way I'd go, mainly because crits vs Uber's going to win that pretty much every time, and you really do need to get that sentry down in payload. But in saying that, it looks like they're still pushing up quite well at the moment. They've got forward presence.
Vinti did go down here, so they will. I don't think. No, it doesn't look like they're still running that crit on the ZD side. So ZD are in here with a strong chance. The sentry has been moved back, so as long as they can sit on the cart with at least their times three minimum, they actually are still in this with a chance.
What I really like here is that sentry. NG's already got a sentry just behind Bats right now. They're gonna call like really aggressively, but the thing is, he didn't die and he got that sentry up before they even got first point. Payload, probably the biggest mistake teams make in defending is not moving back early enough to give their engineer time to build at their next hold. So that's quite well done at the moment.
Yeah, VD is just, as much as they did have to drop back from the first point, they are able to, with the sentry and the teleporter here, still maintain a reasonably good foothold on the upper cliff, and the point still has not actually been capped by ZD, even though they did push it all the way up here, but they will close that out now.
Basically getting a nice kill on this scout there, and this is still quite aggressive as well. On this third camera at the moment, and oh, great work there on flank by Basty, and this med does drop over there. I think Drat might have a hand in there with a shot in there as well, but this just means that VD's has another about minute and a half before ZD can truly push that point.
Yeah, owing to the amount of time left here, it's really going to have to be a particularly amazing push out from ZD to be able to pick up this round and, not lose this map.
Yeah, and just using that advantage that they did have. So the whole point of that, for you guys that wondered why Wincy actually popped out Uber, was to give their team enough position so that NG could build back in this spot here and kind of reclaim the first point hold. Didn't work out after losing a few more numbers, but that's definitely something that you can do, even if they do cap the point, because they gain nothing from actually capping this point. There's no spawn advantage or anything else like that.
3 down for VD right now, losing Heavy, Soldier, and Scout. So VD is likely going to have to probably drop back a little bit more here. They do have this level 1 here up on Cliff, but I'm not sure how many people they do have watching inside the tunnel itself, and the cart is pushing quite quickly.
I haven't seen that sentry spot used very successfully in the past, mainly because it's quite easy to come on top, and if you stand here, you can just get some easy pipes from the sentry without taking any damage at all. ZD got some players on cart. They should be able to get the second point if they can kind of wipe out this combo here. Mantle Realm on balcony, they're going to have a drop down on heavy as well, so that's really good pop right there, just on the window. Countered by Vinci just to make sure that heavy can be alive to kill that Pyro on cart. And Johnny will stall that cart for a couple of seconds before ZD2 cap this point.
Big bomb in here from Pasty. He's going to pick up Mental Realm. Med's very low. Gets him. Gets him with a nice crisp direct rocket.
Pasty gone pretty big right there. Jack cleans up Sniper.
With 1 minute 24 on the clock here, and still 2 points to capture, it's looking a bit dire for ZD. But they definitely, compared to the first round, they did pick it up quite effectively, and I have to give them credit there.
NG doing pretty good work this round as well. He's every single time I've seen him, he's either got a level 2 or level 3 sentry up. So I think engineer and payload is quite detrimental to how successful your team can defend, and NG's definitely doing a good job. Good backstab there by Ben onto Drat to take him down. Just means his team kind of pushed this a lot easier without a sniper watching them. VD's kind of backed up slightly. They don't have a sentry gun, but at the same time there's 30 seconds left in the clock, and they're kind of looking to pad some stats at the moment.
Yeah, at this point it's impossible for ZD to really plat a win here. It's really just pride on the line, you know, cap another point, pick up some more kills before time runs out.
But definitely a lot stronger second half performance by ZD. They kind of got it together a bit better that second half of the game and put in a pretty good show, I guess, at the end. And that's it, guys. Jono top fragging there. He's got 3 doms as soon as he pulls out the minigun. Pretty good stuff there by both teams. It looks like Realm top fragged on ZD, I believe so. They kind of DC'd, but everyone, I think, quite equally in VD's done their share of damage and frags and picks and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's been good. What did you guys make of the match, TSON and Nano?
Yeah, thought it was an interesting game. I would have liked it to maybe be a little bit closer. I like the fact that CD managed to do a lot better as the game progressed, and yeah. Thanks for having me on, letting me tag along, and yep.
No worries, man. It's good to have you here. Nano, any remarks or any key comments you'd like to make on that last map?
Yeah, I have to agree with TSON here. It definitely was good to see, you know, ZD pick it up a little bit, because definitely the first round was a bit one-sided with that first point being the only point that was required to capture to finish that round off. But yeah, it's good to see, you know, improve teams sort of adapting to what other people are doing and, you know, pushing it forward a little bit. Ultimately, as we can tell, VD came out ahead on this.
Yeah, it's quite a strong performance by VD. Definitely picked up by ZD. I think over time they have a few minor changes in the rest of the season, but once they do kind of pick up the cohesion, they've been strong in the past. I'm pretty sure they'll be quite good come playoff times. It's been fun casting this, guys. Look forward, actually, planning to do some podcasts pretty soon just about map holds and Highlander meta and all that sort of stuff if you guys are interested, but I think I'll cut it off here for tonight. I'm Edge, with me TSON, Nanokip. Thanks guys for casting with me. Any quick shoutouts before I cut this?
Nah, mate.
Nah, mate. Alright. Alright, cheers guys. Have a good night and we'll catch you next time.